Do you need help hitting better, well-compressed golf iron shots? You've looked at your swing on video, you've had a friend tell you that your right hand is doing a lot of the incorrect things during the golf swing, and you think that might be the reason why you're hitting poor golf iron shots. Well, the right hand plays a really critical part in hitting well-struck, solid iron shots. So in this next video, I'm going to show you how the right hand moves in the golf downswing, so you can strike those irons nice and pure, that fly towards the target and get a lot more distance and accuracy. So stick around. Hey, it's Troy from hittingitsolid.com here. At this channel, this is where I help make the game of golf easy and help you play the golf shots that you want to play. Make sure you like this video and remember to subscribe to the channel. More subscribers I get helps me grow the channel and keep on producing videos like this so we can keep on improving and playing better golf together. Let's get stuck into this. How the right hand moves in the golf downswing. So in this video I'm going to show you some key moves that we can do to help improve those contacts with your irons by understanding how that right hand moves in the golf downswing. Now obviously for lefties it'll just be the opposite, it'll be your left hand, but the purpose of this video I'll be talking about the right hand. So make sure you watch all the way to the end, because in the next part of this I'm going to be showing you a really simple drill you can practice at home to really ingrain this position in your golf swing. So first thing I want to talk about is where golfers mostly go wrong with their irons. I've got a 7-iron here, and how this right hand affects the poor contact you might be making your iron shot. So typically where most golfers are going wrong, I'll set up to one here. Now you might make a pretty good backswing like this, but what happens typically, as you get to the top, you'll have this cupped position holding the golf club like this, and that's a great position to be in, and I've spoken about that in various other videos, and I'll pop some links up above that go through that. But if you've made a good backswing up here like this, where most golfers are wrong is they push right at the start. You can see that angle I've got formed there. They'll push against the shaft and they'll lose that angle, and that right wrist, instead of remaining in that sort of cupped extended position, it'll go straight and you'll come down like this, and you hit a lot of really weak, thin or fat or chunked golf iron shots, even slices and pulls, because this right wrist, once it gets extended, you lose those angles, you lose that power, and you lose the ability to compress the golf ball. And what I mean by that is, coming down at impact, you want those hands in front of the ball, you want that shaft lean. You want to be in that position there where you're able to hit the ball first, then the turf. And I've spoken about that more in another video. I'll put a link up above for that. But you want to be in that sort of position there. And if you lose those angles in your right wrist, instead of being like this, you're like this, you can hit a lot of inconsistent and really poor golf iron shots. So that's the main problem. That would be releasing too early. Ideally what we want the wrist to be doing is we want it bent at the top here, and we still want it bent as it gets to that right thigh, what I'd call the delivery position. And then from there, still want it bent at impact, probably not as bent as what it was there. You can see there it's still slightly bent, but it's not like this, it's not like that, but still slightly bent. And then past impact, it will straighten naturally and it'll go into a release position there, all the way to our follow through. So we want to be able to maintain, as we shift our weight, we want to maintain that bent position in that right wrist as we come down. And how it looks is, you'll come down like this, bent. Now, it's really important to understand as you're doing this with this right wrist, that we're not all doing it just with our hands and arms. The left wrist will play a key role with this as well. As I'm coming down, as that wrist is bent, when I get to this position here, you'll see the logo pointing down towards the camera there. I've got my bent right wrist. This position here is critical. From here you need to be rotating, and the arms and the hands need to rotate as well. And you'll see this logo on my glove. As I rotate, The glove logo will point down towards the target. I've still got that slightly cupped position there. And there's my impact position. I have a nice flat lead wrist, which is what we want. But this right wrist should remain in that cupped position. Right there, slightly less cupped at impact. And then post-impact, it will straighten up. And that's how the right hand moves in the golf downswing. With your irons, it'll be slightly different for a driver. I'll do another video up for that. But for your irons, you want it bent, 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 turning and rotating, and straightening just past impact there. And that's how you can hit really good solid iron shots, just by understanding how that right hand moves in the golf downswing, which is a real key. So let's get stuck into this drill. Drop a comment down below if you've had issues with your right hand in the golf downswing, or you've found a really good drill that's worked really effective for you. Drop a comment down below and I'll reply to every comment. Okay, let's get stuck into this drill on how to move the hands correctly in the golf downswing. So all you need is a club. Don't need to be hitting any balls for this, but you can obviously graduate yourself up to hitting balls with this, but it's perfectly okay to practice in the backyard at home. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get into our setup position here. And what I want you to do is get your club into around about that delivery position, roughly around about that right thigh with the club parallel to the ground. So all we're doing here is we're presetting the ideal position, the downswing. I've got that cupping, that bent right wrist. And all we're going to do is do little shots, rehearsing the move, like so, keeping that bent right wrist. And then we're going to do that by just flicking the ground just where a ball would be, preset it, get a bit of momentum, turning and rotating. Turning and rotating, just flicking that grass. Preset position, got our nice angles. Turning through. And that will really help you ingrain the movement so that when you get into a full swing, when you come down, you can just practice doing shots like that. So once you're comfortable, you're just sort of nicking the grass in the right position at home, take it to the driving range and just start hitting small shots, because this will take a bit of getting used to. If you've been someone that's always moved your right wrist like that and sort of flicked at it, this will feel very strange and take a lot of getting used to. But what you'll find is you'll start hitting a lot more compressed iron shots, so the feeling will be very different. The ball will travel a bit lower, but it'll be a lot more solid and penetrating golf shots. And what happens is you'll end up de-lofting the club. So at impact, the loft on this might be, I don't know, 30 degrees or so, but at impact, you'll be turning that into 20, 25 degrees, which is what we want to really make these irons do the job that they're supposed to do. So once again, get into that position, practice getting yourself into that delivery position, and just turning and rotating, maintaining those angles in that right hand. That will really help you out. There you have it. Now you know how the right hand moves in the golf downswing, so you can hit those solid, well-compressed iron shots, really start playing better golf and shooting lower scores. Thanks again so much for watching. Now before you go, make sure you like this video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Now below this video I'll have a link to my free 3 secret moves video. Make sure you click on that, get a hold of that. There'll also be a link to some additional golf instruction. Make sure you check that out. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Any questions or comments, again, make sure you pop those down below. I'll reply to every single one. I'll see you next time.